Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today we're going to make these beautiful little pick-me-up tags out of the Dollar Tree note cards that they sell, 8 for $1. And as you can tell, I included the little butterflies that I showed you how to make in my tutorial, my mixed media necklace pendant tutorial. So if you stay to the very end of the video, I'll give a little mini tutorial at the end and show you how to do this. Now this is the little gift card coin size envelope that I glued on the back, and you can either purchase your own or you can use my pattern, and this is my pattern that I made this out of, and I'll put the link in the show more drop down bar below. A pick-me-up tag is a tag that you can give to somebody with a little pick-me-up inside, and I have samples of this, or examples of this, towards the end of my video. And you can give it to friends, co-workers, your favorite waitress or postman. You can give it to people in your club or church members, or even just use as random acts of kindness gifts. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I put all of this together. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to print out my extra large tag pattern. And this is just the perfect size for what we need to do. And I'll make sure to post this link down below in the show more drop down bar, as well as on my blog. And so we'll go ahead and get started by rough cutting one of these out. And I'm just going to cut close to the line, but not on the line. Like that. And then the next thing that we're going to do is going to take a nice piece of heavy-duty cardboard, and I save all of the bulk type packaging, and I use the cardboard to that because it seems to be a nicer, stiffer cardboard. And so I collect all kinds of things, like my grandson's Capri Sun juices, you know, come in a real sturdy box, and so does the dog food that I buy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of double-sided tape, and just a tiny piece, and put it right here. And then I'm just going to stick it down like that, just so it won't move while I'm cutting it. And I'm going to cut right on the line here. And I made the lines nice and clean cuts, so it would be easier for you. Okay, I'm going to pick this up and throw this away. A lot of trash here. And then I'm going to poke a little hole here. Then I'm going to take this off and throw that away. So we have what looks like this. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to choose one of these little note cards from the Dollar Tree. They come 8 notes to or 8 notes for $1. I thought this was a pretty pattern, as well as this. And don't worry if there are words like this right in the middle, because I'll show you how we can cover that up and write something else if you don't want what is on the front of these cards. So I thought this little hummingbird was cute, and I thought this was really pretty. And I think we'll be using this for today. And even though there's no words on the front, I'll still show you that method using this card today. So I'm going to set this aside, and first thing I'm going to do is just cut this like so, right in half. And I'm going to keep this because we're going to do something with this a little later on. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength Glue Stick. I really like this. And I'm going to focus on the edges first because that's the most important. You want it to stick around the edges. So sorry about that. My camera died on me. So I had to recharge. So we're just going to continue doing this around the edges. And then a little bit in the middle here, but the real focus is going to be those edges. Okay. So you're going to set this card right on top here, and if you want to be able to see, you can hold this up against a lamp or a bright window, and you can see exactly where those flowers are going to be once you place this card. So let me do that about here. So I'm going to press this down all the way around, and then take my scissors and lean them right up against there, against the tag. Go all the way around. Just like so. And then come in and poke this little hole again. There. So we have this in the front. It's pretty, isn't it? And then I think for the back, I'm just going to use this scrap piece of pink cardstock. So I'll be doing the same thing. I gotta clean that off. All around the edges, you want to focus on those edges. You don't want anything peeling up, that's for sure. And then in the middle. Okay. And then I'm just going to place this card right on here. And then cut right around the edges. Okay, and then you're going to have to poke a little hole here again. Like so. Okay, we have this pink on the back. Alright, so now you're going to take these little eyelet pliers that I found at Harbor Freight, and it came with all these little eyelets, and the whole thing was under $5. It was hanging up, pre-packaged, and so I thought it was such a good deal. So I'm going to use a gold one on this today. You don't have to do this. This is just something if you want to do it. And this is what I do. I slip that through the front, and then I hold it and then turn it over. You see how this is sticking up? Okay, you see this little knob here? The top of the pliers? Well, you're going to slip that little knob thing right through here, and you're going to give it a real tight squeeze. Okay? And it already set it. Isn't that nice? And I think it really looks pretty. It makes a difference. And you can't beat that for $5 or under $5. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 18 karat gold leafing pen, and of course you can use a stamp pad and wipe it around the edges here, or you can use just a regular metallic paint pen. This is just what I chose to use, going around the edges, and I'm going to be very careful not to touch those edges, so I'm holding it like this because I don't want a mess on the card. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the back. Just turn it over and run it along here. And we want to make sure this is dry, so don't lay it down or anything like that. Just kind of wave it around. Or take your blow dryer and gently dry it. Not enough to blow the paint around, but okay. So I'm just going to hold this like this and just kind of wave it around and blow on it for a couple of minutes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing I decided to do, just for the heck of it, is I got this little 1/8 of an inch ribbon here, and I bought 10 of these charms for $1.79 plus free shipping, and I'll give you the link below in the drop down bar. And they're a bright silver, and it says, "You are always in my heart." And what is nice is that it's also on the back. So I put a jump ring through here. I thought it would be nice to slip it onto the card. Someone can put this on a necklace chain if they want. So I'm just going to put this here at the very top. Like so. And then make a couple of bunny ears. Made a mess out of that, didn't I? I'm not as nimble-fingered as I used to be. Okay. So I'm just going to pull that a little, pull this a little, pull that a little, I think this is kind of cute, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is you can add a little bit of glitter if you want with some glitter glue, or you can use what I'm going to use today. And I bought this huge sheet of gemstones at Walmart, and they were very pretty. These are the 9mm ones, and ultra cheap too. And so I'm going to just kind of take this off here. You can use hot glue in the back if you want, but honestly these are so sticky that I'm just going to use these on the tag like this. And so I thought it would be nice to do this. I really like the holographic paper in the back of this too. And you can do anything you want to these cards, and I'm not saying you have to do it exactly like me. This is just gives you a few ideas. So I think that's all I'm going to put on here. Just these 4. I thought there was 5 for some reason, but I'll just put those on. And so then if you want to, like I said, you can add a little bit of glitter here and there. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm just using icicles in what is it called? Grape ice. So I'll shake it up. This is kind of old. And these stickles do take a while to dry. So I'm not doing a lot. I just like to add a few touches here and there. And then maybe here. I'm going to be careful. I don't want to get that tag in it. Maybe just a little bit here or something like that. And here. Yeah, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. I think this looks okay. Now maybe a little down here. Okay, so I'm going to allow this to completely dry before we do the last parts to it. I think you're going to really like the last parts. So I'll just allow this to dry and then I'll be back. So now this is completely dried, and I think it turned out really pretty. And so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some words to this. Now, if you happen to have a card that you're using like this where it says thank you, and you don't want it to say thank you, you want it to say something else, then just take some whiteout and white out the words, and then you can make your own words and mount those words onto some foam mounting tape. I bought this at the Dollar Tree. And you can mount those words right on top of where you whited this out, and you won't be able to notice. So you can do that with all your cards. So what I did first, I printed out a bunch of these with the font that I liked that says "Have a blessed day." So then I took the other part of the card that we cut out right here, and so what I did was this. I just cut this out like this, and I just printed this in you just do this with the craft bond glue, and then stick this on here like so. Okay, so you're going to take this, and I just make little curves like this. I have to clean the blades of these scissors because they have that craft bond glue on it, but I'm just kind of waving it in and out like a cloud. Like so. Okay. So then I'm going to take some more of this 18 karat gold leafing pen. Same thing that I used around the edges of the tag here. And I'm just going to outline it. And you can use a paint pen. I'm going to try very hard not to touch this. There we go. Just like so. So let me blow on this for a second. Dry it off, and then we'll do the rest of it. Alright, so now with the foam mounted tape, I'm just going to take one piece and then we're going to cut it because we really don't need any more than that. There's so much in here for $1 or $2. And I really like it because it's super sticky. So I think I'm going to cut this in threes. This one little piece. Stuck to my scissors there. And I'm going to turn this over and place one here, place one here, and then place one here. And then I'm just going to peel off the sticky paper at the top. Like I said before, if this had words on it, you could place this right directly over the words. So I'm going to decide where I want to put this. I could put it here. I could put it there. Maybe right here. Yeah, I like that. So I'm just going to press this down. And I like the 3D effect. So the next thing that I'm going to glue on here are these little butterflies that I made. And I made these to use as embellishments in my last tutorial. I made these mixed media pendant necklaces that was inspired by Carol Tolson, and Carol is a member on my Happy Birds Glitter Nest Facebook page. So I can show you how to make these. I did show you how to do it in that one video, but at the very end of this video I can show you how to make these again. So I decided I was going to place these maybe like that. So with these wooden butterflies, you're definitely going to need a hot glue gun. So I'm going to put one like this. And these were so inexpensive to make. These cost anywhere from $1.31 to $1.81 for 50 of them with free shipping on eBay. And you can actually look them up yourself if you want, or you can click on one of the two links that I ordered these butterflies from. I'll place those links down below in the Show More drop-down bar, as well as on my blog. But if you go to eBay and you type in the words wood buttons or wood butterfly buttons, not wooden but wood, you'll see a ton of different things pop up. So let me put some glue here. And I'll place this right here. So how pretty is that, huh? Now we're almost finished. I will have a printout for you of the little coin envelope that we're going to glue onto the back to put our little pick-me-ups in. And so we'll do that next. And I'll give you some ideas for some pick-me-ups to put in the little envelope. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need to glue on this little gift card size or coin size envelope to the back of the tag. Now you can buy these in bulk on Amazon or eBay, and they also have them in different colors, or you can make your own. And I do have this pattern for you to print out, and the link is down below in the Show More drop-down bar, as well as on my blog. And this is what is going to hold the pick-me-ups. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Just going to cut around, rough cut this out first, just like so. And I do this because I don't like all this excess paper hanging off when I'm trying to cut. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this. Now I'm using white scrapbook paper, not scrapbook paper, but white computer paper because I don't have any colored computer paper. Whoops, I should have used double-sided tape. So that's the only reason that I'm using white today. So I'm just going to put this on here just to hold it. And you can also use regular scrapbooking paper, but I just wanted it plain on the back. So I'm just cutting right here on the solid lines. And you can purchase these coin envelopes in white as well, if you don't want to take the time to make them. But really, they're very easy to put together. If a shaky old grandma like me can do it, then you can certainly do it. Okay, and it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. And then I'm going to just take this off right here. We're just going to fold around the edges, like that. That's the bottom. This is the top flap. And these are the side flaps. Now see, we do this like that. So just going to take some glue and put just a little bit of glue right here, just along the edge. And you might want to let this dry before you actually put it on the back of the tag. There we go. So now with this part, we're just going to keep this open. I'm going to even this up a little bit at the top. I don't think I cut that exactly. There we go. That's better. So you can leave that open at the top, but you're going to be gluing this with your glue stick on the back, like so. So let's do that. Okay, so we're going to put our glue stick, I don't know why I put the cap back on this, and on the back, we're just going to place this right on the back, like so. And we're going to leave the little flap open. So now for the pick-me-up. You can do anything you want. This is large enough to hold a gift card. If you want to get a $5 gift card to Walmart or Starbucks or something like that and slip it in there, you can. Of course, you can do a couple of little coffee, instant coffee sticks there. Let's see, some other ideas. You can maybe do some peppermint tea. Now this is a little large for this, but I'm thinking that if you can kind of fold it back a little on the sides and then slip it in, it'll be just fine. And you can also maybe add some 4 stamps, slip that in, but I would close this and tack it with some double-sided tape right there if you put stamps in there. You can also put in any kind of flat type candy bar, like small ones like the Kit Kats or the Ghirardelli chocolates. That would fit. Oh gosh, you could put in a small stretch bracelet, earrings, anything you'd like to put in here as a pick-me-up. And so I think this would be really appreciated. Be sure and give me some ideas, some pick-me-up ideas that you have that you can fit into this envelope. And remember that it's not going to be any wider than about the width of a gift card. So you've got to be thinking of that. So I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and as promised, I'll show you how I put together these little butterflies. So if you don't want to stick around for that part, then thank you so much for watching, and God bless you. And if you do, then stay tuned, and I will show you how to make these little butterflies. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need some wood butterflies. And I have 2 links in the Show More drop-down bar below that I used to purchase my butterflies. They run anywhere between $1.31 and $1.81 with free shipping. And I purchased them on eBay. And they are coming from China, so they can take anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks to arrive. And these were super inexpensive. You get 50 of them for that price. And I ordered some more because I have just these left right here, and I know I'll be using them. So I'm going to maybe choose this little butterfly to work with today. And you can also find some other really pretty wood buttons on eBay simply by typing the words wood buttons into the eBay search bar, and you'll be amazed at what pops up. Now, I'm using the 20 gauge artistic wire. However, if I were to recommend this to someone else, I would most likely tell them to get a 22 gauge or a 24 gauge. This is probably a little stiffer than I would like, but that's what I had in my stash, so that's what I'm using today. Now you're going to need to cut off about 4 inches. So let me measure this and cut this off. And let's see. These are some wire straighteners. Now if you don't have these, no big deal. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just that kind of helps straighten out the kinks a little bit. You can also take a soft cloth between your index and thumb and just do this, and it'll do the same thing. So I'm going to bend this in half and makes a U shape. And I'm going to place this in the little buttonholes like this. And you can see as I push this in, it just kind of automatically crosses on the back. Well, I go ahead and help that and kind of push that down a little like this. Then you're going to take your flat nose pliers right here, and I'm going to give it a full twist like that just once, and then kind of gently, a little at a time, push it up like that. And then I'm going to come in and very gently, a little at a time, maybe 3 or 4 times, you're going to squeeze that flat. You don't want to do it real hard because you'll break the butterfly button in half. Okay, and like I said, if you get a 22 gauge or 24 gauge wire, it'll be a lot easier to work with. So I'm just taking my little pliers here, my round nose pliers, and I'm just coming in and just doing this, rolling it all the way down, doing the best I can. I'm not an expert at this, but I'm just kind of making it look a little whimsical like that, and this will be easier with a softer gauge wire. And I just keep on rolling. And if you want to go back in and make adjustments, you can do that. Here we go. So it looks a little whimsical. And if you want to go in and just kind of flatten some things out like this, you can. So that looks pretty good. And don't worry if it kind of wiggles around, because you're using these as embellishments, so anything that, any hot glue you put in the back or whatever to attach it, this isn't going to move. So what I do to decorate the wings is I like to take this triple thick, and you can buy this at the craft stores, but I buy mine on eBay. I just find it easier. And take a toothpick and just put this all over the top of the butterfly, and I'm being pretty generous with it. I'm kind of doming it at the top, bringing it out to the edge, and right across this wire in the middle is where you want to put the triple thick, because we're going to be doing something else in a moment. And so you'll need that right here in the middle. Okay. So now you're going to take some of this chain, rhinestone chain, and I do have a link as to where you can purchase this. This is about, I think it's about a 3mm. Let me double check this. Yeah, it's 3mm. You can use a 2mm if you want to. I've used that before, but I like the 3mm. So I'm just going to cut 3 rhinestones off. And I'm just going to lay that across the middle. You can use tweezers if you need to move this around. I like to kind of push it together like that. And then you're going to take some ultra-fine iridescent glitter. Now I'm using Stampin' Up! Glitter in Dazzling Diamonds. It's ultra-fine. But if you don't have this, you can use any ultra-fine glitter, as long as it's in an iridescent shade. I'm putting just the tiniest amount on here because I don't want to cover up the detail in the butterfly. I want to enhance it. And I'll also put a link to this German glass glitter and where I found it. It's very inexpensive on eBay. And Debbie sells this, and she has a store called Sugar Camp Cottage. And I'm just putting just the tiniest amount, and this will really make it pop. Just on the wings. Alright. And then I just pick this up and let it dry. I'll just let it dry overnight. And, well, actually 24 hours would probably be better. But this is the end result that you have right here. So that was pretty easy, wasn't it? And I'm going to be making up a lot of these little embellishments because I can think of a lot of projects to put these on. So I hope this was helpful to you, and God bless each and every one of you, and take care. Bye-bye.